How's it going, everyone? Clair Obscur Expedition 33 has officially released. It dropped yesterday, and you know that I've been on it. I've been playing a lot of it. Got about 7 hours of gameplay in yesterday, and just to give you guys some insight, I am not one that does a lot of gaming throughout the week, as in Monday through Friday. I'm not playing 12 hours of video games a day, Monday through Friday. I usually try to get 3 to 4 hours in, but Expedition 33 was a game I was looking forward to so much that I found myself shifting my schedule and fitting things in around playing Expedition 33, and man oh man, as somebody that comes across fairly pessimistic on this channel, and a lot of you guys do say that I complain a lot on this channel. Look, I read the comment section. I feel like every time that I am pointing out some things about a game, when I am complaining, it's coming from a place of I feel like there are things going on in the gaming world that aren't great for the consumer, or there's specific aspects of a game that don't excite me, price points of video games, PlayStation raising prices of PlayStation Plus, that it behooves me to do a video whenever a game, in my opinion, has done everything right, and this is what I am talking about. This is everything to me that is amazing in video games, that is good in gaming. This has every single aspect, and as somebody that's only played 7 hours, because at the end of the day, that is still fairly a drop in the bucket. However, it's everything surrounding this game when you contextualize this game, and that's why I was talking so much about this game, even when the initial launch trailer dropped. That was just back in June, and you guys remember, I did a video right after that trailer dropped, and whenever we got new insight, whenever we got new information, it was a game I was just gushing over, because as somebody that follows video games day to day, this game was doing something that a lot of games just aren't doing. From a promotional aspect, I feel like they didn't jerk the player around. It wasn't just about revealing a debut trailer with a new IP that didn't have anything to sink your teeth into. Right away, they got into the thick of things. They're showing you gameplay. They're giving you this incredible soundtrack to digest from the initial trailer, and look at how that's turned out in the full game. Just the sound direction and the soundtrack is one of the star aspects of this game. What an incredible soundtrack attached to this game. They gave you gameplay, and then they're not revealing this game 5 to 7 years in advance, giving you, oh, I'm sure the game's still in development, you guys. We'll give you an update trailer in 2 years at Star Wars Con. I bring that up because Star Wars Eclipse. I've been bringing this up a lot, but the Star Wars Eclipse Twitter account put out a tweet saying, see you there for an update on the game in 2 years at the next Star Wars Con. It's just like that game was revealed 5 years ago, and people are still waiting on updates. Expedition 33 also was a game that was a brand new IP, it was a brand new idea, and sure, it didn't have the biggest budget in the world attached to it, although when I play this game sometimes you're like, man, this was done by a team of just around 30 people. That's insanity. Look at these games that are coming out with $300, $400, $500 million budgets attached to them, and that's why you have $100, $130 Ultimate Editions, fake early access. None of that is here with Clair Obscur Expedition 33. We're not even talking about the game, we're just contextualizing its release in the sense that it's doing so many things that are great for the consumer. It's not this pie-in-the-sky kind of game that, oh my god, it looks amazing, but is it actually ever gonna come out? It's a brand new studio as well, and you're talking about a game with this level of care and detail attached to it being released at $49.99, which is remarkable. If we're gonna crap on games being $80 from Nintendo, even $70, $100 Ultimate Editions, let's give credit where credit is due for Expedition 33 being a $49.99 release and having the level of quality that it does attached to it. I don't know what the budget was of this game, and I don't know how many years it was in development for. What I do know is it was done by a very, very small team relative to your major AAA games that come out these days, and this game puts a lot of AAA games to shame based on the 7 to 8 hours that I've played so far. From a story standpoint, you guys, a lot of times with games like this that are RPGs a little bit on the lengthier side, it's hard to grab your interest right away. I look at a game like Final Fantasy 16. I thought Final Fantasy 16 had one of the best intros to a video game I think I've ever played, with the first 2 hours really hooking you on the the game. I think a lot of people with FF16 also would say that that's where the game peaked. With Expedition 33, same thing as far as hooking you. I don't think the game's peaked in the first 2 hours. In fact, in my 8 hours of gaming, 7 to 8 hours of playing the game, it's only gotten better and better. But within that first hour even, that prologue to this game, my goodness, it totally gets you invested into the characters, it totally gets you invested into the world and the story is already incredibly unique, but it gets you invested really, really quickly. I don't want to get into a lot of spoilers because you should go into this game absolutely blind, and that's why I think a lot of people are playing this game and are totally blindsided by it, because yes, while people like me were talking it up, it was still a fairly under the radar game, and then the reviews came out and it's at over 90 on Metacritic, which is very rare, and certainly very rare for a game that's a brand new IP done by a new studio, but that's when I feel like a lot of people took notice. I do see there being a point of concern about it releasing the same week as Oblivion Remastered. It is a little bit jarring that these are both games that ended up on Xbox Game Pass, while Expedition 33 isn't a Microsoft published game, so they don't have the control over the release date. Oblivion is, and you would have just thought that Oblivion's release date might have been worked around Expedition 33, but who cares? At the end of the day, I know that some people are like, man, Expedition 33 is going to get hurt because of that, and I think initially it absolutely is. I think there are going to be people that are playing the Oblivion Remaster that aren't going to check out Expedition 33. Guys, in the grand scheme of things, in the long run, it doesn't matter whatsoever. It really doesn't. Right now on Steam, the game is already north of 50,000 concurrent players. You can say that, hey, the game is on Xbox Game Pass, so it's hard to measure a stat like that. Well, measure it to other games that dropped on Xbox Game Pass. It is way ahead of games like Persona 3 Reload. It is way ahead of games like Avowed, Indiana Jones The Great Circle. It is way ahead of all of those games, and 52,000 on this Friday is a really good starting point for, again, a new IP done by a new studio. I cannot reiterate that enough, that they didn't have any background in terms of a promotional muscle to lean on. This wasn't done by a studio that is beloved within the industry like a From Software. From Software drops a new IP like Duskbloods and people are already excited. Yes, it harkens back to Bloodborne and from an aesthetic standpoint, but just because it's From Software, people are excited. Expedition 33 didn't have that. They had to establish this IP and this idea of this game from the ground level just based on game promotion, and that's why game promotion is so important. Ultimately, you gotta cook when the game comes out and when it releases. You have to have a quality product, but you want people to be aware of said quality product, and there are so many games that I feel like just butcher game promotion, and it's just like, what are you doing? Expedition 33, they nailed it. They knocked it out of the park, and whoever was involved with doing the trailers, figuring out when to reveal the game, give yourself a pat on the back because you knocked it out of the park. And north of 50,000 concurrent players right now on Steam, incredibly healthy number, and given the reception of this game, given everybody that's playing it seems to be talking it up, it's only a game that is going to grow over time. And outside of just landing on an extremely high concurrent player count, what was more important for Sandfall, that yes, the initial sales numbers and all that matter, and they matter quite a lot. For them, it was incredibly important to deliver a high-quality game, a top-level game, because this is their debut title. Now they are on the map. Now they're gonna get a lot more attention. Now, when it comes time for them to release their next game in 3, 4, 5 years, whenever that is, we will already have Expedition 33 to look at, and we'll be like, this team is incredibly talented, and I just hope whatever they do next, they follow the fundamentals in Expedition 33, because they've evolved that turn-based gameplay style, and they've done it so well that it would be a shame if they do something else. Obviously, I'll be excited for it, because Sandfall is gonna be one of those studios now that I follow with a very close eye, but what they've done with Expedition 33, and you know, selfishly speaking, I love me some turn-based RPGs, and this style of turn-based right up my alley, so I would love to see more of it. But if you guys have yet to check out Expedition 33, if you're busy with Oblivion, nothing wrong with that. Go play Oblivion. I get it. You don't want to pay the money for a game that you're not going to play right away. Have it on the wish list. Pick it up sometime down the line, because I could say right now that by the end of this year, this game is going to be in the mix for Game of the Year. Unless they completely butcher the narrative by the end, which I don't think they will, and based on what I'm hearing, they don't. I think this is going to be one of those games that, by the end of the year, that everybody's talking about, and saying that it's really a coming out party for Sandfall. I'm so happy for them and happy for this game because, again, it's not an $80 game. It doesn't have a $100 Ultimate Edition. Sure, you can buy a Deluxe Edition, but that's just cosmetic items and you don't need to get that. But so many games, $100 Ultimate Editions, $130 Ultimate Editions, fake early access, so on and so forth. Expedition 33, a $49.99 game, a lengthy single-player campaign, a lot of optional content, optional bosses. I know I've gotten whooped by some optional bosses already. An incredible soundtrack. I just cannot gush about this game enough, and coming from somebody that does come across so pessimistic, so negative in so many of my videos, and a lot of the times the negative is what a lot of people talk about, and that is what creates a lot of discussion. But with Expedition 33, given how many things it does right, we need to celebrate video games like this. We need to celebrate a studio that it doesn't have a gigantic budget attached, doesn't have a massive team, and again, I don't know the budget attached to this game. They have a star-studded cast of voice actors, and it feels like a top-level game, but hopefully, I just hope they make a lot of money off of it. It was on Game Pass day one, so hopefully Microsoft has given them a big check already. I feel like Microsoft made out like a bandit given how well this game is being received, and I don't know when that deal was made. I don't know how much they paid Kepler, but man, Sandfall has arrived, and Expedition 33 is a remarkable game. I do know some people just naturally aren't into turn-based games. This is an evolution of the turn-based mechanic. I feel like a lot of the QTEs baked into the gameplay is done really well. Dodging, parrying, your abilities as well. I think that's really well done, but I'm gonna play the game to completion. It's just something that I feel like, again, we need to celebrate games like this, and we need to show that this is what a lot of you guys want. And I'm not the only one complaining about a lot of the games coming out, a lot of the Ultimate Editions, the Special Editions, but there is a lot of good in gaming. I'm certainly not trying to be one of those types that gaming has no good games these days. Gaming is completely cooked. It's not. There are incredible games coming out every year. You had so many incredible games come out last year. Expedition 33 is another one of those incredible games, and when an incredible game like this comes out, we need to celebrate it. But that's gonna do it for me. If you've been playing the game, let me know your thoughts so far. I know a lot of you guys are gonna be like me, where you're still on the initial portion of the game. By the way, I'm playing it on the normal difficulty. I do have a couple friends playing on the hardest difficulty, and they find the experience very rewarding that way. So take that for what you will. Loving the game so far, but that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you do want a cheaper copy on PC, I'll leave a link to Green Man Gaming in the description box below. They've got a great deal on the game. You'll get a Steam key if you do want to pick it up and support the game. I know a lot of people on PC playing the game on Game Pass as well, but hopefully this game sees an immense amount of success. That'll do it for me. Your thoughts down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.